welcome. Welcome to today's, program. This is day 3 of the Rise Summit. This is day 3 of the Rise Summit. I'm super excited to have you here once again. I'm super excited that we are here again to learn from our speakers who have so much to offer and so much to teach. Yesterday we were how to able to learn everything about personal leadership, how to go through the process of becoming, and how to cultivate a growth mindset yesterday. And then okay, sorry, breaking network. Okay, so we also learned how to set goals. We learned how to envision the future we want, the future we desire, and then set clear goals to get to our desired destination. And so today, this is another day of the Rise Summit, and today we'll be having only one speaker, we'll be having only Madam Elizabeth Nwaiwu, who will be teaching us how to access global opportunities and our role in achieving the SDGs. So while we wait for others to join us, I think we are just three here. All right. So while we wait for others to join us, I don't know if it's a great time to read our speaker's bio because she is already here and waiting for us to join. Okay. Can you all hear me clearly?
Yes, we can hear you.
All right. I'm glad they can hear me. So we have to go right into today's session. It's getting late right here. And so let me share my screen and read the speaker's bio for today. Right. I hope you can see my screen now. So, okay. So, Chiamaka Elizabeth Nwaiwu is a communication strategist in development space, working at the intersection of gender equality, feminism, and development, collaborating with organizations to design and implement strategies that increase awareness, drive conversations, and bring about positive behavioral change. Apart from developing and executing communication plans, strategic communication plans, Elizabeth creates compelling content and cultivates relationships with key stakeholders through various channels such as social media, newsletters, and websites. Elizabeth has volunteered with numerous organizations in various capacities. Currently, she volunteers as the president of Gear Up Nigeria, where she leads a team of young people in developing and implementing projects aligned with the Gear Up campaign's objective. She spearheaded the International Women's Day Mentorship Program at the Gear Up Nigeria, connecting young girls to mentors in their respective fields. Ladies and gentlemen, please, let's welcome our speaker for this night. From her bio, you will see that she is well experienced in subject matter and there is so much to learn from her, And so I would advise us to stay and be ready to learn and get our questions ready. Thank you very much. The floor is yours, ma'am.
Okay, thank you very much. Can you hear me? Please, I need you to confirm that you can hear me.
Yes, we can hear you, ma'am.
Okay, so I'll just turn on my video for a brief moment and then turn it off again so that it can enhance network connection, because I think the network has been really bad today. Airtel and MTN are playing with me, but that's fine. So I'm excited to be here, and I think it's just a few people that are on the conversation. So we are just going to kickstart into it and not waste much time. Yeah. So I want this to be a very interactive conversation. I don't have a slide. So when Peace had reached out to me, Peace, you're doing an amazing job, by the way. Well done. I like to see that you're connecting young people, you're building their capacity, you're providing them opportunities to learn and to grow and to be able to achieve their goals. So it's a good one. Keep it up. So when you reached out to me, I thought about it, preparing a slide, doing the whole 12, 15 slides, and then come and then talk with my slides. But at some point, I told myself, I don't think a slide is necessary, because I think my life is one I should use to teach and educate, and then draw lessons from it, and then we can have questions and take it from there. So I'll just start with a little backstory into how I got into the development space, because I know that a lot of young people these days want to get into the development space. You want to access global opportunities, you want to work with the UN, you want to work with a lot of different NGOs, and then you're trying to figure out how you're going to start. So I'll start with a little backstory of how I got to this point. I think I've been in the development space plus volunteering and working full time. I've been in development space since 2015, 2015, 2016. That's when I kicked off in the development space. So it's been a long time for me, say 7, 8 years. So in 2015, while I was still in uni, I saw a design for an event, and they were looking for volunteers to volunteer at different departments. There was logistics, there was social media, there was projects, there was just a lot of things. And then I asked myself, you love to do social media, like you can do this very well. You spend most of your time on social media, so why don't you take up this opportunity and then join them? I was feeling in Owerri then, and then the event was happening in Aba. And then I just told myself, you can just register. So I registered to be a volunteer, because they had a form for register to attend and register to volunteer. So I registered for both, and hopefully if they don't pick me for volunteer, I guess I still get to attend the event and then learn one or two things. And luckily for me, I was selected to be a part of the volunteer for the social media team. Then we started discussing they put us in different groups, started having conversations and all, and I was chosen to assist the social media lead. And that's where the journey started. I went to Aba for that event. It was an International Youth Day event in 2015 or 2016. I can't pinpoint the exact year again, either 2015 or 2016, but I shall know it was one of those years. And then I went to Aba for that event, and it was nice, and I loved it. I loved that it gave me a sense of fulfillment, a sense of purpose. As I was doing it, I was creating content, I was engaging with people, I was sharing nuggets from the event to people that aren't even at the event. So there were people who are even at the event that were still partaking and enjoying from the conversation that was happening at the event. So when I finished the event and went back to where I told myself, oh, I think I want to try this, and I want to see where it leads. And what I was studying then in the university is totally different. Like, it's a different world entirely. So I studied crop science and biotechnology in the university. I couldn't find a way to match it to what I wanted to do. Then I just told myself, just keep volunteering until you find your footing. So where I'm going with this is, we're talking about assessing global opportunities, but I'll focus on one thing or one method or one way that you can assess global opportunities. It's by volunteering. I know a lot of people have heard this several times. You heard it over and over and over and over and over again, and then it's beginning to sound like a cliche. But I want to tell you that it's not a cliche. When somebody tells you, oh, you're trying to transition into a new career, volunteer, or just try to learn under someone, it's not a cliche to say, I want to volunteer. It's not a cliche. That's how a lot of people who you see working in these big organizations started from. I know friends I have that are working in the UN. A lot of them are under the UN volunteer system. They're not working as full-time staff. They're working as UN volunteers. And that's a way to get into the UN system. It's volunteering. So I want us to discuss about volunteering as a means to be able to access global opportunities. I think my network is bridging, so I'll just kindly turn off my video. Airtel is misbehaving so that it doesn't bridge the network. Is that fine? Peace.
It's fine.
Okay. So what I'm saying is, to leverage global opportunities, you need to learn. Maybe what you're studying in university now, it's not giving you a sense of direction in what you want to do. Maybe you're having doubts in the career path that you want to take. But if you begin to volunteer, a lot of times it doesn't pay. I would tell you that for a fact. A lot of times you don't get the pay as instantly as you wanted to. But on a long run, you look at the bigger picture. Where am I headed? How is this going to help me? How is this going to be able to build career paths for me? How am I able to connect and network with people who are going to be a platform or a leverage for me to be able to get to where I want to get to? So after I finished university, I was still volunteering when I was in university. I was doing social media management. I was going for events. I still didn't have a sense of direction. I was just doing it for the fun of it and for the fact that I enjoyed doing it. I just loved doing it. So I continued. After uni, when I went for service, I got an opportunity to actually create awareness for a campaign on social media for an organization. It was a project that was in conjunction with UNFPA and Youth of Africa. So that was in 2019. We had to come to Abuja for a 3 days training. And after the training, we started our social media campaigns. And it was a 6 months of campaign, serious campaign on social media. After that, I realized that, oh, this is what I want to do full time. I want to do social media in the development space. I want to be able to contribute in the development space. And then it's not easy for an NGO to just hire you if you don't have the required skills and knowledge and expertise that they want. A lot of organizations, you either go in as an intern or you go in with someone who has an experience. So what I did, I started looking for organizations that are looking for people to volunteer with. I had to volunteer with Girl Up Nigeria as a social media manager. When I did that for a year, I told myself, okay, I think I want to do development communications. So now development communications is totally different from social media management. They are two different things entirely. What I had to do was learn under someone. I didn't study mass communication in the university, so it's going to be a difficult. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now, man. We lost you for a minute.
Please, can you confirm that you can hear me? I'm sorry, I think a call was coming in and it was disconnecting.
Okay, we can hear you now, man.
Okay, sorry, apologies. A call was coming in. I'm so sorry. So can I just tell this person to call me back? Let me just tell this person to call me back, please. Hi, Hassan. I'm in a meeting. Can I call you back? Yeah, I'm in a meeting. Can I call you back? Yeah. Yeah. My apologies. I'm so sorry for that. So, as I was saying, when I wanted to move from just doing social media management to doing development communications, I had to still go and learn under someone, volunteer under an organization to be able to get the required skills and knowledge that is needed for that career path. Because I know that if you want to do development communications, if you want to do any kind of communications at all, it requires at least 4 years in the university, mass communication. That's what I'm sure of. It's a 4-year course. But I took out 1 full year to volunteer for free to learn those skills that I would have paid a huge amount of money to study in school. And in that 1 year, I immersed myself into learning. I was always eager to learn, eager to take corrections, get criticism, understand how I can get better, and then join a network of other young women who are also in the development space and doing development communications or doing projects or any other thing. But just build a network of like-minded people that I want to also grow with at the same time. And after my 1 year volunteering for Girl Up Nigeria, I think it was at the end of the 1 year I got an opportunity to work with an organization full time as a staff, as a communications assistant. And when I got into that space, I realized that everything I learned when I was volunteering was essential, was key, was great for the role I was taking on. So where am I going with this? I said I wasn't going to waste much time on this conversation. What I'm saying is, for you to be able to access global opportunities, for you to be able to get into those rooms that you're envisioning, for you to be able to take on those opportunities that you're looking at, you have to first of all learn the required skills. Yes, you might not be in that area line. Maybe you are a lawyer and you're looking to get into the development space. Do you have transferable skills? You can volunteer as a legal advisor in an establishment. You didn't study project management, but you want to work as a project officer in an organization. You can just go and volunteer with them and under the programs team. That way, in 3 months, in 4 months, you're able to build skills that you need. So if you're going to be able to get into those rooms, you need to be prepared. And that way, you are available for whatever opportunity that comes your way. Right now, if I get any opportunity, if there's any opportunity in development space for development communication, I know that I am fit for it. Like, I'm 100% sure that I am fit for it. It might not be a managerial role, it might not be a top role, but I have the required skills that will be able to allow me access those opportunities. So I'm saying this, that we don't take volunteering opportunities for granted. A lot of young people don't want to do it. I'm also a young person like myself. A lot of young people don't want to volunteer. You're saying it as a waste of time, as a waste of effort. I'm trying to reiterate that it is not a waste of time. It is not a waste of effort. It is you building your skills and your capacity. So, anyone has any questions before we continue? So it's not just a one-sided conversation. Because I saw someone's hand up earlier on that wanted to speak. So it's not a one-sided conversation. If you have any question, you can just raise your hand and I'll take that before we continue.
Yeah,
If
please,
there's
does
not,
anyone have any questions? You can raise your hand and I'll allow you to speak. Okay, if they don't have questions, they have a comment. What you
okay, that's
said
fine.
about volunteering never being a waste of time. Yes, in this journey, in this, I'm almost at my volunteering stage, and sometimes it feels as though, like, what are you even gaining? You're not even getting paid. But I know that during my moment of volunteering, I've really acquired skills and I've been able to build character. I've been able to build, some soft skills and so certain attitude just by volunteering for organizations. I learned leadership from there. I learned how to manage teams. These are things that I may not have been able to learn if I didn't volunteer my skills to these organizations. And so sometimes it does feel like a waste of time, especially when we hit challenges, but I'm encouraged. Thank you, ma.
Thank you. So I would also go to another aspect that a lot of people see when they are volunteering. It's not everything that you volunteer for. I think I need to let you also know that it's not everything that you can volunteer for. If you see something that does not align with your goals, it doesn't align with your career path, it doesn't align with your vision and your purpose for your own self. Because first of all, you have a roadmap, you have what you're looking at. It's not, so if you see a volunteering opportunity that does not align with it, don't force yourself to take it up because they said you should volunteer to gain skills. Because necessarily, if it doesn't align with your goals and your purpose, there's nothing you're going to achieve in the long run. So don't take up every volunteering opportunity. Volunteer, look for mentors. I don't know how much you've heard it, but mentorship is really important if you're looking to access global opportunities. Because most of the opportunities that I've gotten came from my mentors, came from my network, came from my friends. There's just been referrals everywhere. The first job I got to do a development communication work, the person called me and said, "Oh, Amaka, I heard that you're now doing development communications. Are you available to work with us at this moment?" And I said, "Yes, I'm available to work." And then she said, "Oh, okay, I'll tell HR to send you an email and then you can come in for an interview on Monday." That's leveraging the network that I have. That's leveraging the opportunity that I have. I see a lot of opportunities. I share with my friends as well. I share with my colleagues as well. That way, all of us we're forming a network of people that we can rely on, that we can leverage on our own opportunities. So, aside volunteering, look for mentors. Aside looking for mentors, your mentors can be people older than you. Your mentors can even be people a little, maybe like 2-3 years older than you. It doesn't really have to be like a really, really elderly person. But you see that this person has a track record of what they've done in the area that you're looking at going into. So the person has 5 years experience and you've seen the track work of what they've done, you've seen the track record of their work, and you're inspired and you're motivated by what they've done. It's not a big deal to say, "Oh, I want you to mentor me." Even if the person is your age mate or your age grade, but you've seen the track record of the work that they've done and you're inspired by their work, it's not a big deal to say, "Oh, be my mentor." Even if you don't want them to be your mentor, you can say, "Oh, can I leverage on the opportunities that you have? If you have opportunities, you share with me. When I have opportunities, I see opportunities, I share with you." That way, you're building your own network of people who are going to give you the platform to rise. I think I'm in like a couple of WhatsApp groups where they are just young people sharing opportunities. We just the opportunity, we drop it on the group. We tag, the people that are already in that area. You say, "Oh, I saw this opportunity and I think you'll be a good fit for it." And we're just motivating and helping each other grow in the corporate environment. So the three things: volunteering, mentorship, and building a network of like-minded people. This community that Global Youth Equip is a community, it's a network. You don't just see it as, "Oh, it's just a group, we're all just here." What are you achieving being in the group? What value are you also adding to the group? One person that you connect with from this group might be the person that might grant you the next big opportunity that you're looking for. So you have to leverage every relationship that you come across, but don't make it parasitic. Don't just make it that you're the only one taking from the relationship, but you're also giving value at the end of the day. So for you to access global opportunities, you have to volunteer, you have to have mentors, and you also have to build a network of like-minded people and people who have the same vision or who have a vision. At least let them have a vision of where they are going to, even if it's not exactly the same as yours, but they have a vision and they can support your own vision and you can support their own vision. And then both of you, you're good to go and accessing global opportunities. Another thing I would like to say about accessing global opportunities is there are lots of platforms where they share opportunities every day. I don't know if you've seen those platforms. I always go to opportunities decks. Youth of Africa also has a website where they post opportunities, like different opportunities across Africa, across the world. They just drop opportunities there. So you have to, most times when you're on social media, you're just looking at Gist Clover, Insta blog. Take some time off those blogs and go to those opportunities websites, go to those opportunities platforms, connect with people on those platforms, engage on those platforms. You will definitely see an opportunity that is suited for you. It might not be today, it might not be tomorrow, it might be in 1 month's time, it might be in 2 months' time, but you will definitely find an opportunity that is suited for you. Anything that you want to do around the SDG goals, you will definitely see an opportunity that is meant for you. Thank you. Peace. I think I've exhausted my 15 minutes, so I will take questions and then we can have like an interactive session if there's anybody that wants to add anything or say anything or ask any question. Is that fine?
Okay, thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you so much for everything you've shared so far. We've learned so much. We've learned so much from all you've shared this night. I'm sure that we got value. Please, if you have any questions, type them in the chat box, please. Who is online? I hope we are online. Okay, if you got value, let me see your emojis in the comment section. Let me make sure we are here with me. Let me see your emojis in the comment section. Type your fire emojis or anything you would want to say to our dear speaker. Okay, I think there are people here. If you have any questions, start typing your questions. If you would prefer to speak, you just ask to speak and I'll unmute you. Or just everything you have to say, type it in the comment section. Okay, I'm actually should just join. Okay, does anyone else have questions? Okay, as we wait for your questions, I'll just also talk about what I learned. I'm able to understand that the journey to accessing global opportunities starts from volunteering. And that in volunteering that we build our skills, and that volunteering is not a waste of time, that we may not get paid instantly, but we should always look at the big picture. And the big picture will drive us to continue to strive. So I know that I'm not the only person who got value from tonight's session. Please type your questions or ask to speak. Now that we have speakers, you've been hearing of global opportunities, United Nations, Sustainable Development Goals. If you have questions now, ask. Now that our speaker is here to answer them. Okay, ma'am. Please, I would want you to speak a
Just saw
little
a
bit
question.
on.
Yeah, I just saw a question on the group, and she said they were told yesterday that mentors choose us and we don't choose our mentors. I don't think I agree with that school of thought. Your mentors can choose you and you can also choose your mentors. The mentors I have right now, I reached out to them. So when you're reaching out to mentors, don't just jump at people and say, oh, you just meet the person today and the next thing you're asking the person, I want you to be my mentor. That's not the way to go about it. You can choose your own mentors. People can also choose to mentor you. It's a two-way street. You don't have to wait. So the best way to get people to mentor you is when you see somebody you want to mentor you, you follow them on their social media platforms. There's LinkedIn, there's Instagram. When you follow them on their social media platforms and they post some things, comment, engage their posts, engage them. That way you're building a relationship. When they see that, oh, this account is consistently engaging with my content, the day that you reach out to them in their inbox and say, oh, hello sir, hello ma, I have a question, and then you ask your question, it doesn't necessarily have to be that the first question you're asking them is, I want you to be my mentor. You might have a question that is bugging you and you want clarity on. So you go to their DM. You have to go to their DM nicely. I have to speak on that. You have to go to their DM nicely. Don't just go to the DM and say, hello, ma, and then you're waiting for a response. It doesn't work that way. You have to go, hello, ma, good afternoon. My name is so and so. I've been following your page for a while and I like what you do. And I would like to ask you a few questions. You have to be intentional about the way you approach them. So mentors can choose you and you can also choose your mentors. You don't have to necessarily wait for someone to choose you and say, oh, I want to mentor you. And trust me, nobody comes to you and say, I want to mentor you. Because people have a lot on their plates to now start going to search for mentees by themselves. No, a lot of people have a lot of things on their plates that they are doing. Even some people, when you reach out to them and say, I want you to mentor me, they tell you, oh no, I can't mentor you at this time because my hands are filled up. I saw someone today that I've been looking up to. He was having like a Q&A on his Instagram story, and then somebody asked him, hello sir, I've been following your work for a while. I want you to mentor me. And then he says, his reply to the person was, I have just 5 or 6 mentees per year. I don't think my hands are filled right now, so you can just send me a DM and then we can take it from there. That's an intentional way of seeking out mentors. So you have to be intentional. The person saw an opportunity to ask. You might not see that same opportunity or where they write on their story, ask me any question. This person is an executive director of a big organization. So you can imagine how lucky this person who has been following their work for years is excited to be mentored by this person, and they saw opportunity and they took it. So if you see somebody that you want to mentor you, just reach out to them. It might be a yes, it might be a no, but you also have to respect whatever decision that they make. Sakinat, did that answer your question? If it didn't, you can let me know so I can provide more clarity.
So much, Ma, for your answer to that question. Thank you so much. You really addressed it in a way that we also got to learn something. So, for me, I think I have a question. When I was reaching out to some people in my school, I noticed that there is a gap, like most young people around there don't really understand the essence of these global opportunities, especially when it comes to the SDGs. Most of them don't know what it is, most of them don't even know how to key into it or what they can do to help achieve the SDGs. So, Ma, please, can you tell us a little bit about the SDGs and how it relates to our volunteering and how it relates to us serving in the development sector. Thank you.
Okay, so to answer that question, there are 17 SDG goals. The first one has to do with zero poverty. The third one is about gender equality. The fourth one is about quality education. No, the third one is about good health and well-being. The fourth one is about quality education, and the fifth one is gender equality. There are a lot of them. It's 17. The 17th one is partnership. So if you're looking to address a specific SDG goal, you have to look for organizations that are targeted or that work in line with those SDG goals. There are organizations that I know that their only thematic area is education. They stick to the fourth SDG goal. They don't move away from it. Even if they are doing women empowerment, they are doing women empowerment with education. So if you want to do anything related to the SDG, or you're thinking, oh, I'm a medical doctor, how do I connect my work to the SDG goal? SDG 4, SDG 5 is there for you. SDG 4 is there for you. SDG 3 is there for you. Zero poverty is also there. So you have to look at the SDG goal that falls in line with what you're interested in doing. In the 17 of them, you would see one that falls in line with what you're doing. And the 17 of them, they also have target areas. Maybe in SDG 1, you will see like about 5 target areas under zero poverty. No matter how long if you just have to do an in-depth research, you would find an SDG goal that is aligned with what you are interested in doing. And when you find that SDG goal, the next thing that you do is look for those organizations that work around those SDG goals. If you search Instagram, maybe you're looking for an SDG goal, you're looking for an organization that works around education. Most times what you would do is type education on your search bar on Instagram, type education on your web browser, just type, or you type organizations that work around education in Nigeria. On your web browser, it will list out a lot of organizations that work around those areas. Then the next thing that you do is do your due diligence. Is this organization legit? Are they really doing what they say they are doing? When you go to their pages, you will see comments, you will see feedback. When you go to their website, you will see reviews, you will see their partnership. Look at the people they are partnering with. Are they organizations that are trusted? That way you're able to say, oh, I've done my due diligence, this organization knows what they're doing, so that you don't fall into the hands of people who are just using young people to do anything that they like. So you have to do your due diligence. When you do your due diligence and you're okay with that organization, you check their website, you will see a volunteer. There's always a volunteer button in the website. Even if you don't see, the next thing that you can do is start that organization on LinkedIn and then look at the people who work in that organization. Connect with them. You can send them cold emails and say, oh, I've seen the work that your organization is doing. Is there a room for volunteering opportunities in your organization? I would like to volunteer with your organization. That's a cold email. It's not a bad thing. It's actually a very good opportunity to connect with people on LinkedIn. When you do that, they will either answer you or not answer you, but you still also have to be able to re-strategize, go back to your drawing board and say, oh, I haven't gotten a response from this organization, so what do I do next? You keep searching until you find the one that is well suited to you. If the person doesn't respond to you, most times organizations have their organization's email on their bios. You will see info@so.org. You can send an email to the email address, and when you send it, specify the subject matter very clearly. Don't send a blank email without a subject head. You can either say volunteering opportunities. So when the person because the person that is accessing the email is also a staff in the organization. It's not the executive director, it's somebody in the communications team, it's somebody in the social media team. When they open it and see volunteering opportunities, a lot of organizations will reply you and say, oh, we have a volunteering opportunity, but you can click on our website to access it. Then some will say, oh, we don't have a volunteering opportunity at the moment, but if anyone comes up, we will be sure to let you know. So that way you're able to access the opportunities that you want. Please, I don't know if that answered your question or not. Please let me know.
Thank you very much, Ma. Yes, you answered my question. Thank you very much. I've been able to understand how to, locate the organizations that work around the SDGs I'm interested in and how to reach out to them, connect with them, and also volunteer with them so that I can build experience and also help to contribute to SDGs. So thank you very much, ma'am.
So
I'm very sure that
I can see another question on the group. She said, how do we get to know the platforms that need volunteers? Is there any guidelines or procedures to take? And how do we know which organizations will be beneficial to us? I think I answered this in the question I just answered, but I will just reiterate it. So Chisom, what you do is, if there are organizations that you want to volunteer with, go to their website. There's always a volunteer and donate button. Sometimes they're always around the same side of the website, either at the top right of the website, you would see especially if you don't see it on the top right of the website, you will see a button that says contact us. When you click on contact us, most times there is the volunteer with us button on contact us. So if you find that button, it might be a Google link for you to register and join their pool of volunteers, or it might take you to maybe a form where they ask you series of questions before because they're also assessing you to make sure that you're a good fit for their organization as well. Same way you're assessing the organization to be sure that the organization is a good fit for you, they're also doing the same thing because they have a name to protect, they have a mission to protect as well. So they don't just want to take any and everybody. So they always do that. Chisom, did I answer your question? You said guidelines or procedure to take. There's just no manual to it. Just go to the website, look for the volunteer button, and then click on it to register, sign up. And another thing that you can do is you can sign up to the newsletters of the organizations, because most times in their newsletters, they put in opportunities. They put in volunteering opportunities in their newsletter. So sign up for their newsletter, read their newsletter. You might just bump into an opportunity one day in the newsletter.
Much, ma. Please, who else has another question? Does anyone else have any other questions? Okay, I think this person is asking to speak. Okay, Chisom, you've been unmuted. Chisom, you can speak now. Okay,
Hello.
I think someone is speaking. I don't know if you can hear her.
Okay.
yeah, she's speaking.
So my question is there a particular organization that is going to be very impactful to us as youth that we can volunteer? Like examples of organizations that are going to be useful to us, like that's basically my question.
Okay, so when you say organizations, you're still speaking? Okay. When you say organizations that might be beneficial to you, what is beneficial to you is not what's beneficial to peace. So do you get it? Maybe what you find an organization that you find useful to you is not what is an organization that is useful to me. So it differs with every single person. It differs with our career path. So I can't say, oh, this is an organization that I think will be beneficial to you. But one organization that I know that will be beneficial to each and every person on this call right now is the UN Volunteer Platform. They have let me search for the link to register on the UN Volunteer Platform, and then I'll drop it on the group.
All right, ma, thank you.
UN Volunteer. So UN Volunteer is drop it. Just a moment to copy from my WhatsApp. So when you click on this link, it shows you how to become a UN volunteer, how to sign up as a UN volunteer. It will tell you the region, if you want to work in Nigeria, what's in Nigeria. So what they do is they post opportunities across countries, like different countries. So you're the one to now choose what opportunity that you want to apply for. Is it communication? So they have a lot of opportunities. I also share another website that I also use to assess opportunities. Let me look for it. YouTube Africa opportunities at YouTube Africa. So I'll just be dropping the links, and if any other person has more questions, you can just drop while I copy. So I have to search for my browser and then copy the links and share with you. So just give me a few minutes to copy them. Please, you can still take more questions while I copy the links and drop on the group. Because I'm actually using my system to copy the links. So we can take more questions while I copy the links.
Okay. Okay, so please, who else has questions? Does anyone else have any questions this night? I know we've learned a lot about assessing global opportunity and volunteering, and our speaker also shared to us some of the websites where we can volunteer on, and even gave us a guide on how we can volunteer with these platforms, both to advance SDGs and to improve our skills and to also contribute. So if you have any questions, please ask your questions so that she can address them this night. She is also sending some links to the group chat where you can access opportunities. So make sure to take advantage of them.
So Chisom,
I'm
I
waiting
would
for your
also, please, sorry to cut you short. So Chisom, I would also do this. Chisom, if you tell me what area you're looking at, working around, what SDG goals you're looking at working around, I can search a few organizations and share them with you as well so that you're able to see it. I don't know if you got what I said.
No, ma'am.
So I'm saying Chisom asked a question how she can be able to find opportunities that are beneficial, organizations that are beneficial to them, to her. So if she shares me, like tell me, oh, I'm looking to do this and do that, I can search for a few organizations that are working in that area that you have interest with, and then I can share with you as well.
Okay. So basically, I'm a law student, but I have interest in public speaking, moderating events. So, for now,
Okay.
that's
Okay, so this is what I would say. I know I've followed a few people who do public speaking, and I'll share you the page of someone that she's my friend and I like her work. She works at the UN, she does public speaking. I'll share you her page. So she posts content around how to build your skills as a public speaker. Her name is Rafiat Atanda. I'll just search for her Instagram handle and then share on the link on the group. So you can follow her page. You will see that she always drops very good content to build your skills as a public speaker. So just give me a minute to get her Instagram handle and then drop with you.
thank you.
Get this. So Chisom, I just dropped her Instagram link to or the group. Since you say you're looking at doing public speaking, I think this would be a very good start for you. This would be a very good start for you. You can just follow her page, get insight, connect with her. You can also let me give you a tip. You can also ask her to be your mentor. Yeah, she also does mentoring for other young people as well. So you can also ask her to be your mentor. You just have to do it the right way and then see what the opportunity holds for you.
Right, ma. Thank you so much, ma.
This network is not. So please, any other questions? It's almost 9 p.m. Yeah. So we don't keep people waiting.
Okay, I don't think there are any other questions in the chat box. Does anyone else have questions? Anyway, thank you so much, Ma, for your thank you so much for everything you've learned. You've taught us, we've learned so much. And even I'm sure that Chisom's question was adequately answered. You even provided her with links that will guide her. I know that it means so much to her and it means so much to us that you brought out your time to teach us and also give us guide on how to source these opportunities for ourselves. And so I'm very grateful and I'm sure that they are also grateful. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much. We look forward to learning from you again. Thank you.
I don't think I can hear you again. I think the network has gone off again.
You didn't hear me, Ma?
Your network is breaking. I can hear you a few parts and then the other part of it I can hear you again.
Okay, okay. All right. I hope you can hear me now.
Yes, I can hear you now. I can hear you now.
All right, Ma. So I was saying that we are super grateful for everything you taught us this evening and how adequately you addressed our questions. You even went ahead to provide Chisom a link to be like a start on our own journey. And I'm very grateful that you brought out your time to come to teach us today. You also gave us a guide on how to source for these opportunities ourselves. And we are very grateful. We are very grateful for your time and for everything we've learned. And we look forward to learning from you again. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you very much, please, for having me. But I can see that a few people said they couldn't hear. I can see a few people said that they couldn't hear. So I think so that we're inclusive, we can just take a few moments to ask them what points they didn't hear, and then we can just drop pointers for them. So if they can just clarify where they didn't hear from, that would be fine.
I didn't get that, ma'am.
So can you hear me now? I just saw that a few people, I think about 2 people dropped on the group that they couldn't hear. So for us to be very inclusive, because I'm big on inclusion, we can just take a few minutes, maybe 2-3 minutes, to find out where they stopped hearing us, so that if there are any pointers that they need, we can just help them with it, and then we can just wrap it up.
Okay, ma'am. That's amazing. So,
Yeah.
Amarachi, where did you stop hearing her? I think it's only Amarachi that is complaining of not hearing anything. And Faith too. I think the network is from their end. I think the network issue is from their end. But this session is also recorded, and so they can also have access to the replay.
Okay. That's great. If it's recorded, that's fine. That's
Yeah.
fine.
Since it's already getting late, I will just make sure that they get the dates later on.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you very much, Ma, for your time. Thank you for
Thank
taking
you
out
very
your
much
time
for
to
having me.
right. So please, so who is still online, please? Can I see your emojis? I know we learned a lot. What do you have to say to our speaker this night? I want to see your appreciation. Let's appreciate our speaker, please. She has given us so much information and so much knowledge. Let's appreciate her in the comment section. Let's type in our emojis. I want to make sure that we are still here with me. Okay, let me see your messages, please. Type your messages. Appreciate our speaker. Appreciate our speaker. And you need to make sure that we are still here. All right. All right. Okay. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining today's session. Thank you so much for being here again. Even as we shifted the time, you still made out, you still waited, you kept awake, and you are here. I'm super grateful. So the speaker we are meant to have first this evening, I think his session will be holding tomorrow. So whatever is the resolution, I will let you know. Thank you so much for staying to the end. Thank you for being active. Thank you for your questions. Thank you. Thank you. Izu Okechukwu, you've always been here with us. Victoria is happy to see you again. Grace, Chisom, Benis, Chiamaka, Amarachi, thank you so much for being active. For those who couldn't hear anything, like I mentioned earlier, there will be a replay of this session, but not like tomorrow. We have to work on it and we have to bring it out. So once the replays are out, I'll let you know and I'll give you a link to access them. So thank you so much for joining us this night. I think this is the end of the session because it's already late. All right, so our esteemed speaker, she's sending some links to the group chat. Links where you can access opportunities. Youth NG, Youth Hub Africa, Girl Up Nigeria. Sign up with these platforms, volunteer with them to build your skills just like we've learned this night, to build your skills, to build capacity in whatever field you're going into, and to also build networks. Because just like she said, most of these informations, they move in communities. When you join global communities, that's when you can access global opportunities. So join these communities, follow these social media pages. Thank you so much for being with us this night. This is the end of the session. Good night.
Nice, ma. Thank you very much.